now, if you have been looking for greetings cards, which is something that we all do from time to time, you may well have noticed that lots of the messages tend to be centred around alcohol consumption. The Queen of Prosecco. May your birthday be filled with gin. A well-balanced person has a drink in both hands. Those are the kind of things that you will see on cards pretty routinely. And Lucy Roca, who's the founder of Soberistas, says that they are promoting excessive drinking. And she says things have just got a bit over the top with so many cards relating to alcohol. So Lucy's with us. Morning, Lucy.
Good morning.
Good morning. Is this something you've become increasingly aware of?
I think it has got a bit more prevalent over the last few years, yeah. And, you know, I would like to say right at the top of this that I'm not representing any kind of temperance movement. And as you said, you know, this is about promoting excessive drinking. It's not about promoting alcohol consumption. It's just these cards seem to be promoting more and more very excessive drinking, and that's something I really, really noticed when I was in town on Saturday, and just everywhere where I was looking for birthday cards for my daughter's friends, I just kept seeing these cards with references that were really quite disturbing, I think.
Well, what sort of thing?
Well, one of the ones you just mentioned there, a balanced person has a drink in both hands. I think one of the more, sort of the worst ones that I saw was a single glass of red wine, which said, at the top of the card, it says recommended daily intake of red wine, and then there's a picture of one glass of red wine, which says for your health underneath, and then below that there's 5 glasses of red wine, which says for your sanity. And, you know, as we know, kind of 2 or 3 glasses of wine a day is considered binge drinking. It does increase your chance of breast cancer. It does increase your chance of liver disease. It is also the cause of huge personal and emotional problems that I see every day on Soberistas, which is the website I run for people with alcohol problems. And I just think there's no need for it. I think, can we not be a little bit more original and clever when we're designing greetings cards? Do we have to resort to such puerile, immature kind of silly comments about getting drunk when we're adults? It's a bit, I don't know, I think it's a bit passé, personally.
Well, we've got Rachel Jackson with us, an actress and comedian. Hi, Rachel.
Hello, Kaye.
Hi, how do you feel about it?
Well, I mean, as a comedian, I think the fact that people are getting offended over greeting cards is pretty much gold dust in itself. It's
Why?
like, I'm just sort of like, it's a greeting card, it's meant to be for a celebration. And I'm not the only one who thinks that drinking is a big part of a celebration. Unless you're an alcoholic, I'm not going to get my alcoholic pals a greeting card with a bottle of wine on it, because that's obviously insensitive. But apart from that, like, we can't shy away from the fact that drinking is like a culture of like celebrating.
Well, and Lucy, I suppose it is a choice, isn't it? I mean, nobody's forcing you to buy that card.
No, absolutely, and it is a choice to whether you want to buy that card or not. But I think what we're forgetting is that alcohol is an addictive drug, and an estimated over 1 million hospital admissions in 2014-15 related to alcohol consumption. It's a massive risk factor for death and disability and ill health in this country. And there's 500,000 dependent drinkers in England alone. Now, that's a hell of a lot of people being damaged by something. Would we see greetings cards, for instance, promoting smoking? No, we wouldn't. And there's no difference, really, when you're talking about a carcinogenic, addictive drug. I just think it's about time we had an honest and sensible conversation in this country about the messages that we're putting out there about excessive drinking. And really, is it funny when you are talking about so many millions of people, not just who are ending up with liver disease or breast cancer or early onset dementia, but people who are involved in driving car accidents, people who are involved in domestic violence that's brought on by alcohol misuse, the football hooliganism that we read about last week in Amsterdam. It's absolutely everywhere. There's carnage and damage caused by drinking, and I think that department stores and people selling these greeting cards at large should take a bit more of a responsible stance when they've got influence in society.
Yeah, well, we've got Sharon Little, who's the CEO of the Greeting Card Association, with us. Sharon, does the industry need to take a bit more responsibility?
I think that greeting cards reflect trends in society, and people, like as Rachel just said, people do tend to like celebrating occasions with a drink or two. I think it's a little
But
bit...
if it is a harmful trend, and if it's a regretful trend, and if it is a trend that is causing people distress, do you just go along with it and say, oh, it's a trend?
It's not so much that. I don't think it's greeting cards that are provoking the huge rise, if there is a rise in drinking. I can understand that your lady might think, well, maybe we shouldn't sell cards with alcohol on the front in department stores. Would she suggest that they shouldn't sell alcohol?
No, not at all. But as I said at the beginning, I'm not representing the temperance movement. I don't think there's anything wrong at all with drinking alcohol. My point is that when you're promoting excessive levels of drinking, i.e. suggesting that it's completely normal and fine to drink 5 glasses of red wine a night, which is not fine, it's harmful levels of drinking, then I think that is something that we should take responsibility for. And also, no, greetings cards is not the only area that we should be looking at. It's across the board, but I've just noticed particularly that this is an area that seems to have got more and more prevalent. It's more obvious when you go into shops. I don't want my daughter to see a greetings card that's got that kind of message on it that promotes heavy drinking to cope with life. I think it's sad.
Do you see a difference?
With that particular card, I would say that is, well, first of all, it's a humorous card, and it's about that person's sanity. So obviously that person is leading such an insane life that they feel that they have to drink 5 for their sanity, but it's a joke. It's not.
Yeah, I don't think
they should drink 5.
I think, to be honest, I think if you witnessed, as I do, the thousands and thousands of people in the UK and all over the world whose lives have been so marred by their alcohol misuse. And I'm not talking about alcoholics, as the comedian mentioned. I'm talking about people who are just drinking too much. So people drinking maybe 1 bottle of wine a night. But those people have had their lives absolutely marred by alcohol. It's damaged their relationships, their ability to be a parent. Some of them have had breast cancer as a result of that. Is this something we should be making light of? And do you think it's acceptable that greetings cards have cigarettes on the front in the same way and make jokes about that? I don't see the difference. And you could trivialise that and say, well, it's all fun, we're only having a cigarette. I don't see the difference. Alcohol is a carcinogen, exactly the same as nicotine is.
Rachel, do you think Lucy's having a sense of humour bypass?
Yeah, pretty much. I just think at the end of the day, I can't ignore with all those facts and figures about alcohol, absolutely, but this is a greeting card. It's a joke, and it's a party. And if we can't have a joke in a party, what can we do, seriously?
And taking Lucy's point, though...
Of having a joke at a party, I think you're missing the point that these greetings cards
are promoting. No, I'm not missing the point. I've just got
I think you are, and I'm amazed you're a comedian. It sounds like you've got absolutely no sense of humour whatsoever, but anyway...
Well, let's not be insulting, ladies. To each their own. It is a matter of taste. But to pick up your point, Lucy, and to put it to you, Rachel and Sharon, would you be happy with, lots and lots of greeting cards featuring smoking and what a laugh smoking is?
Smoking. I just think that, to sort of insult my sense of humour when I'm not the one that's getting angry about greeting cards. Seriously, I think most people listening to this won't think I'm in the wrong here. So,
well, I've no idea. Unfortunately, we're 2 minutes to the end, so I'm not even able to take a straw poll. But Sharon, cigarettes? Would you do cigarettes?
Well, I don't smoke and I don't drink personally. I think I don't think I would put cigarettes on cards, but that's I think
which is interesting, isn't it?
I just think it's a bit of a slightly irrelevant thing to say about cards. Yeah, cards are there to celebrate something. They're there to communicate caring and love between people, and you pick an image on a card because it speaks to the person that you're sending it to. You can, cards are actually, in a way, it's really great that there is this sort of controversy over cards because it shows how much people care about the cards that they're sending, and people really do care about cards in this country. You send more per person than any other nation. But I think that the variety of image is absolutely huge. Nobody is forcing anybody to send a card that they wouldn't want to send.
All right.
We're
out of time, I'm afraid, Sharon. Thank you very much. Sharon Little, Rachel Jackson and Lucy Rocca. You can make up your own mind as you always do. John Beattie is coming up next.